Having a good Monday it is. Um, Appreciate you who are tuning in right now. If you're watching this at a later time, appreciate you tuning in. Getting ready to listen to me lollygag on this. I'm going to play this by ear, and most likely I'm going to wait until 3 minutes before I get into the subject, because you guys know that, like with all my videos, I usually wait 3 minutes before I actually get into the subject, because waiting those 3 minutes, it allows people to get in here, comment, say what's up. It's like gathering into an auditorium. You get to come in here and say what's up. I'll shout you out in the process, and then I just kind of filibuster. So in the meantime, any of you that may or may not be in here, double check to make sure that you still are subscribed to the channel. And some of you guys were like, Ty, I didn't know what happened with this comment you made last night. And they're talking in regards to me saying that I hit 463,000 subscribers on Christmas, which was awesome, but have not gotten one subscriber since, which is strange, right? Yeah, it's strange. So anyway, I don't know what's going on in regards to that. And now when we should reach out to YouTube, for some odd reason, YouTube agents seem to be unavailable, which I find to be very strange. But nevertheless, folks, let me see if this chat is even moving. Hello, who's in here right now before I start chatting? We're about 2 minutes in, and I'm going to start at the 3-minute mark on this subject. So if there's any of you that are in here, you better speak now or forever hold your peace, because once I get going, you guys know I like to talk. So once I get going, I'm going. I see that we got Mississippi in the house, Mavericks in the house. Appreciate you guys all chiming in. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, if you would, please. We got Family Immortal in the house from New York. Shout out to you guys for chiming in. Maverick says tap tap, yeah. And don't worry, guys, I know some of y'all are concerned, like, Ty, oh my God. I'm chilling right now. Kenneth is in the house from one of my home states, Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. Nashville, Knoxville, Halls, Ripley, Hannon, Memphis, Brownsville. Shout out to all my family in those cities. All right, folks, so we are 3 minutes in right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this, regardless of how many people are in here right now. We do know that I know that YouTube is going to be suppressing, pushing out notifications in regards to the subject at hand, because it do have everyone online buzzing right now. But to be quite honest with you, should come as no surprise. So guys, as you see in the title right now, what's going on, MH? In the title right now, President Biden has been sick for a long time, and they know it, and they completely 100% knew it. They all knew this whole time. We all knew this whole time. Any of you that have been on my channel and have been following me for the entire time that President Biden has been the president these last 4 years, you guys can tell me, and you guys have watched how I would, hey, he doesn't look right. I would always say things. I've always mentioned about President Biden having some shape, form, or fashion of dementia. I always talked about it every single time, and I would tell you guys, some of you that would try to defend President Biden with all the bull crap of saying, that's not what's going on with him, Ty. He has a stuttering problem. I would tell you that's not a stutter. When you have a stuttering problem, it doesn't present with memory loss. Stuttering doesn't present with completely not knowing who someone is. Stuttering doesn't present with you walking off the wrong way on the stage. Stuttering doesn't present with you reading the actual cue cards or verbal cueing parts of a teleprompter. Stuttering doesn't present with none of that. I told you guys something is going on with President Biden. I told you guys, I said he is just like a lot of patients or residents in the multiple facilities that I'm over. Multiple facilities that I've been over. President Biden presents himself just like a lot of our geriatric demented patients. Just like that. Now I'm going to tell y'all something right now. All of these Democrats that defended this, all of the mainstream media that defended this, I tell you, my American brothers and sisters, this is why I say they are the real enemies. They sat here and covered this up, and they knew the entire time that President Biden was sick. They knew there is no way in the world, guys. Prostate cancer? For prostate cancer to reach stage 4, I get it. If you are a normal human being, a normal John Doe out there in America, you know, you don't like hospitals, you don't like medicine, you don't like taking pills, you just ignore all the signs, you ignore the fact that you can't pee anymore, you ignore the fact that you tinkle when you pee, you ignore the fact that you have to do the Valsalva maneuver in order to pee. If you don't know what the Valsalva maneuver is, that means when you are pressing and you're holding your breath, you're really trying to push it out, not really breathing. That's called the Valsalva maneuver. You're increasing the pressure of your cavity in your diaphragm area to try to help push out your urine. If you are a normal man and you had those issues, you yourself would think, hey, something's wrong, man. Something's not right with me. You know, I'm not peeing like I used to. If you notice that there is blood in your urine, you as a normal John Doe man most likely will go and get yourself checked out. That's a normal John Doe man. So you expect us to sit up here. You expect us to sit up here and really believe that someone who has medical benefits for the remaining of their life, like President Biden, you expect us to believe that they just now somehow caught not 1, not 2, not 3. You expect us to believe that they're just now catching stage 3 prostate cancer and expecting us to believe that right now President Biden has slipped up. Let me tell y'all, go back a year or two. President Biden slipped up when he was like on a steel yard or something like that. He slipped up and talked about how he was battling cancer or something like that. He literally said he was battling cancer. I did a video on that like, whoa, what was that all about? Why would he say something like that? It didn't make sense. That's what made me also say that either he had dementia and he mistakenly, purposely misspoke by saying that he has cancer. President Biden said himself that he had cancer. And everybody, oh, that's just a mishap. It was a mishap. He misspoke. Oh, you know, he meant to you guys, that's not what it is. Karine Jean-Pierre, who was the press secretary at the time, she did the same exact thing. They just covered it up. Oh, no, it's not that. It's not that. Guys, what really upsets me about this is this. You guys have no idea that as a director, how many meetings I've had. You guys have no idea how many incidents or what we call care plans that I've done with family in regards to their loved ones who are seniors. And for us to sit and watch this unfold before our eyes, I tell you right now, I don't care who is in office. How can we even trust our government ever again? How can you even trust the media ever again, especially those that lie? And come on, y'all, come on, man. Do you guys know what a PSA test is? If you are a man over 40 and you've gone and you have a primary care physician Usually they tell you when you hit a certain age, there are certain things that they want you to do. And getting your prostate checked is one of those things they want you to do, to make sure there's no enlargement, make sure that you're peeing with a nice strong stream, make sure there's no blood in the urine. But when you get a PSA test done through the blood, they are able to see that elevation in the blood. And you're telling me that even as the vice president, nothing. And I don't know if you guys know this. I believe, I'm not an oncologist, that's not my field. I believe that the reason why they want to try to say that President Biden has like stage 4 aggressive prostate cancer is because they think that we're stupid enough to believe that it just happened like within a year. That's why they want to try to make it seem like it's an accelerated version, and it's an aggressive, accelerated version that metastasizes astronomically, because they want to try to put it out there possibly to make us believe that, oh, this must have just happened within the, oh, they just discovered it. Just discovered this, my butt. This is elderly abuse. This is lying to the American people. And if you want me to be quite frank, I think this is all purposely done because they thought that President Biden was going to get those 81 million views, 81 million votes again. They thought he was going to get those 81 million votes again. Kamala Harris and President Biden at it again. They was going to drop this same exact type of news on us, make President Biden unfit to serve as a president, and he's going to step down while he and his family make medical decisions on how they're going to proceed with his care. That way we can have our first black female president in Kamala Harris. But God. Come on now. Come on, y'all. And you really think that, and y'all, to be quite honest with you guys, I'll tell you this. If I got it wrong that President Biden is suffering from some sort of dementia, then you know what President Biden was suffering from? Mets to the brain. Yeah, you heard me. If President Biden does not have dementia, that means this entire time that man was suffering from brain cancer that has spread to his brain, but that started in his prostate. Ty, how would that happen? They said he has prostate. Guys, let me tell y'all something. President Biden don't just have prostate cancer. Okay? President Biden has body cancer. Well, Ty, you're not an oncologist. I'm telling you right now, do you know how cancer spreads? Cancer spreads by the bloodstream. And if they're saying that it has now spread to his bones, they haven't told us, right? Because check this out. I read it to you guys yesterday. His doctor, Dr. O'Connor, whatever his name is, that said that President Biden was seen by orthopedics, 2 type of orthopedics, a foot and ankle orthopedic, right? He was seen by orthopedics. He was seen by cardiologists, oncologists, radiologists. And you're telling me collectively, none of them saw anything wrong with President Biden. Nothing through the x-ray, nothing through the MRI, nothing. And for them to say that he now has mets to the bone, or what, in other words, guys, they're saying that he has cancer in his bones. That's what bones? What are we going to isolate that to? And if he has cancer to his bones, that's not something that just all of a sudden just happened. It's not a spontaneous thing that happens. Mainstream media knew this whole time. They were defending President Biden. Oh, he's good. Cognitively, he's good. Oh, he can run laps around us. Jill Biden up here. That's so freaking sad that this woman let them use her husband like this. And it's very sad that she used her husband like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can say what you want to, but I can say what I'll put my whole channel on the line and say for the last 2 to 2.5 years, President Biden was not running this country. There is no way President Biden was not running this country. I believe that if the cancer that was in his prostate, this aggressive cancer, has now spread to his bones, I believe that President Biden has mets all over. I believe that it's metastasized all over his body. I believe that it's also in his brain as well. And I believe that if he does not have dementia, mets to the brain is the reason why we saw the cognitive impairment that was going on with President Biden. And all this time that it was going on, you and I, the American people, we were lied to. And you know what's sad about this? Is that if they draw a narrative like they have done to make you guys, if they have tipped this issue that's going on with President Biden, and it's going to be overshadowed by all the hatred folks have for Trump, some of you guys don't even care that you've been lied to. You've been lied to. We all have been lied to. They covered up this man's illness and his sickness just so somebody behind the scenes can push out this ridiculous agenda. What's going to be the excuse y'all have? Guys, I'm telling y'all, I don't think y'all understand this, and I don't care about you saying, I don't care about you telling me I'm repeating myself. Yes, I hope that you get irritated with me repeating myself, because I want to show you how easily you yourself, how easily a lot of you guys were deceived, and how easily those of you who are deceived, look how hard it is for y'all to come out of it. Just admit it. Admit it that you were deceived. Admit that you actually was defending President Biden's medical condition. Admit that you were blinded by your hate. You have so much hatred for Trump and so much hatred for how America has chosen President Trump that you still will be in denial over this. It doesn't matter. You guys can sit up here and try to say anything you want to in here. You can try to say, look, it's so amazing. Anybody that's in here right now, which I think I might have seen a few comments here and there, anybody in here right now that want to try to act like we, be it me, be it the news, be it any political commentator, if you guys are seriously sitting here acting like we're trying to use President Biden's cancer diagnoses as a way to politicize, have you lost your mind? Seriously, you really think that people like myself want to get on here and talk about this to politicize? How is politicizing? No, those who knew he had cancer and use it to their advantage and use him as a puppet politicized his cancer. That's who politicized it. That's who you need to be directing your energy towards. That's who you need to be pissed off at, is the ones that knew he had prostate cancer, stage 4, and wanted to pretty much use that man as nothing more than a puppet. Y'all not gonna reverse this on me. I'm way too smart for some dumb stuff like that. What you need to be looking at is the overall methods that this evil that's behind these governments willing to do. Look how far they're willing to go. They are willing to use a man knocking on death's door with stage 4 cancer, and they do not care. This is what I keep trying to tell y'all. Those evil spirits, those evil entities, Nephilim, fallen angels, devils, demons, whatever you want to call them, they do not care who you are, what you are. If you are a willing vessel to be used by them to pursue and push out their evil agenda, they do not care. And guess what? In President Biden, they found a vessel that they definitely can use. A dying man, a sick man, a demented man, that these people can sit there and take complete advantage of. See, in my world, you know what we call that? We call that elderly abuse. And when we have elderly abuse, there's investigations to all parties who are involved in that elderly abuse. And when those parties are found to be guilty of elderly abuse, jail time, fines, all the whole nine. So all of those people who are surrounding President Biden, his wife, whoever lied on behalf of President Biden, all the, oh, he's fine, he's in good health, oh, these people are just crazy, oh, look, this is what they do, but let me tell you about this, let me tell you about President Trump. That's all they kept on doing. They kept on, every time we talked about the health condition of President Biden, all they would do is try to revert and derail the conversation, derail the attention back onto President Trump. Press secretary, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, any of them, all of them who made comments making it like President Biden did not have an issue, oh, he's fine, oh, he's great, all of them need to be held accountable for it. So now the question comes down to it, ladies and gentlemen, who really was signing all these executive orders? Who really was signing all these pardons? And I do find it interesting, guys. I mean, how convenient. Seriously, think about this. How convenient that after we got the audio of the Hur report, H-U-R that is, after we got the article, after we got the audio of the Hur report, and they knew we were all going to come down on that, like we told y'all, that man is out of his mind. President Biden had a hard time remembering when his own son died. President Biden had a hard time remembering what year he was the vice president. Hur came out and said his report concluded that President Biden was an elderly man with a very poor memory. And oh my God, y'all came at the Hur report. Oh, he's just a puppet for Trump. Oh, he's being paid off. Oh, he's trying to politicize this. Oh, this is ridiculous. And Kamala Harris, them all called her, like they called that man like he just was the baddest thing in the whole wide world. Why would he ever do something like that to President Biden? It was a huge lie. It's a huge scam. It's all politicized to make President Biden look bad, just so it can give Republicans them a little bit of an edge during the elections and all that. They did all that lying. They did all that lying. When a man gave a report and the audio is exactly what Hur said the audio was, and it's President Biden not remembering like he should be. And now I'm just telling y'all, how convenient, right? How convenient that once that audio came out of President Biden being cognitively impaired, all of a sudden we get pissed off. Think about this. We get pissed off. We told y'all that man was demented. We told y'all his memory was gone. We told you guys it was a stuttering problem. We told y'all President Biden, I'm going to try us under pressure. We're going to do it. We beat Medicare. Teleprompter says ended. I mean, come on now. We knew something was wrong. And guess what? The news and the media, they were looking directly in you guys every night on CNN, MSNBC, on all these hard radical left-leaning networks, and tried to really tell y'all, don't believe your lying eyes and your lying ears. They try to tell y'all President Biden just had a bad night because he was doing so much hard work the day that he debated Trump. Jill Biden, them, after the debate, got on stage. What a good job you did, Joe. You answered all the questions. Here. And she said, and what did President Trump do, everybody? Lied. Yeah. You know how ridiculous that is? I told y'all that's some ridiculousness. To get up, we all saw it. We all heard it. And that's why President Trump was like, I don't even know what he said. I don't even think he even knows what he said. Anyway, Biden is the work. And now, once we heard it on audio, some of y'all are still, look, I'm not trying to be mean, condescending. Some of you guys are flat out idiots. If you listen to that audio, which some of y'all didn't want to, y'all want to put your fingers in your ear, la 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 la, nope, 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 it's all a lie, la 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 la. It could be AI. You didn't want to face the truth that President Biden has some cognition issues. Since we all heard that, I don't know if y'all heard it yet, but if you don't, I'd advise you to go on YouTube, type in the Her Report audio, President Biden. You will get to hear it for your own self. And once we all got pissed off about it, everybody started talking about it, everybody started getting in on it, everybody started coming at the other politicians who were defending President Biden, everybody started coming at the politicians who were saying that the Her Report was wrong and that it was this and that, it was so wrong, it was so bad, it was so horrible. When we started coming at y'all, all of a sudden, how convenient, you want to drop this on as that President Biden has stage 4 aggressive prostate cancer that has spread to the man's bones. So, what is that supposed to do? I know. It's supposed to make us put our guard down, ladies and gentlemen. I'm keeping it completely 100% real with y'all. Now, we are supposed to just completely negate that audio report. We're supposed to completely just forget about the fact that all those things that President Biden, or who we think was President Biden, has done. We're supposed to just completely forget all that now. We're supposed to just stop and have some sympathy and empathy for what President Biden has going on. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, straight up, my thoughts on that right now, yeah, pray for the man. I get it. Pray for the man. But we're not about to do that. I'll pray for the man, but we are not about to do that. I'm not about to sit here and get all sad and get all down and out and get all, well, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing about President Biden because, you know, I'm saying something because he's been had it. Listen to me. Some of y'all have a hard time understanding how my intellect works. President Biden did not just get cancer. So I'm not going to respond as if I just found out that we just found out that President Biden has been diagnosed with cancer. President Biden has not just gotten diagnosed with cancer. President Biden already had cancer, most likely for years. Let me tell y'all something. The reason why I know this is because being in medicine, I'm not an oncologist, but I worked around enough doctors to know that when it comes to prostate cancer, and don't get me wrong, one of our rotations, we had to do men and women's health, right? I can tell you most of prostate cancer, before they get to a point to where it gets to stage 4, it takes years. You hear me? It takes years. It takes years for prostate cancer to spread like that and get to stage 4 to where President Biden is right now. It takes years. So what they want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is this. They want to act like, they want to break this news to us and act like President Biden just found out he got cancer as if it just happened. No, it didn't just happen. It's already been there. It's been there. So yeah, you're not going to get me to fall for this little trick where I'm supposed to just, oh man, you know, well, I'm not going to talk about all the horrible things that President Biden did now because, you know, I'm not going to talk about it now because he got cancer. No, we still going to talk about it. We, the American people, were completely, no, I'm not going to say we, in this case, you guys, a lot of you guys were completely deceived. You guys were completely deceived by this. The news was able to sensationalize. They were able to sensationalize. The news was able to do a whole lot of propaganda. The news was able to completely conduct one of the most evil, brilliant psychological psyops on a lot of y'all brains to get y'all to believe that President Biden was completely fit this whole entire time. They got you guys to believe that. Look, no hands. said watch the road. Look. Oh my God, I'm in a tornado. I'm in a tornado right now. I'm going through a car wash. It's all good, okay? So anyway, guys, I just wanted to push that out there, folks, because I'm not going to sit here and wish harm upon anybody. But one thing I always say, some of you that have been with me for a long time, those of you that have been with me in my channel for a long time, you guys all know I always say this, don't I? I always say, nature does not lie. Nature does not lie. I don't care who you are. Nature is not gonna, we can lie all day long. You can claim that you're something that you're not. You can make up lies, you can tell lies, but one thing that's not gonna lie is nature. And it's just really unbelievable to me that we have supposed to be some very intelligent, hold on, I'm going through a wind turbine right now. But check this, I tell a lot of you guys, right? I tell a lot of you guys that I learn a lot about you guys whenever stuff like this happens. I learned a lot about you guys during the Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey, clot shot demic. I learned a lot about you guys. All of you guys, I'm just keeping it real. Don't look, I'm just letting y'all know. That way, should something like this arise again, you would be able to pass the test. But I was able to get a really good glimpse on a lot of you and how y'all would really handle situations if true tyranny or something like that was to happen. What y'all would do. Y'all proved that to me during the Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey, clot shot demic. Y'all proved it to me how y'all were all out and about wearing your face diapers and everything during the Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey, clot shot demic. Right? Right now, when things like this happen in regards to President Biden, and we are able to show you the truth without any shadow of a doubt, and for some of you folks that are adults, y'all are full-grown adults with jobs, homes, you graduated high school, some of y'all graduated college, and it just blows my mind that y'all people, who a lot of us would consider to be smart and intelligent, y'all still will look at this situation and completely deny it. It just blows my mind. Y'all, it's kind of scary. And it just lets you know, certain folks of certain mindsets, you guys can be easily deceived. The media tricked y'all. Let's just keep it real. They tricked y'all, they deceived y'all. But what's scary about it is instead of you being an adult and going, you know what? I admit, Ty, I was tricked. I thought that people were just coming down on him real bad because he had some good days, he had some bad days. I really thought that President Biden, I knew he was old, Ty, but I didn't think nothing was wrong with him medically. Some of y'all, at least you can come out and admit that and say something like that and say, yeah, I was one of the ones that defended President Biden, and you know what? We got it wrong. And so you're right. No. Some of y'all got too much pride. Y'all won't even do that. So it just lets me know that the media can almost pull any goddamn on thing they want to, say what they want to, get you to believe what they want to, because they know that it is some folks out there who don't have the intellectual capacity to see through bullcrap, don't have the intellectual capacity to critically think and question or anything like that. You just go along with the flow just because. You just go along with the flow because you don't want to be wrong. You go along with the flow because you just don't want the other people to be right. You go along with it because of your hatred for the opposing party. Plain and simple. So anyway, with that being said, folks, y'all let me know what y'all think about this once this is all said and done in this video. Don't forget that if you are on if you're on your phone, double tap the screen, okay? Double tap the screen to give the video a thumbs up. If you are on the computer, give the video a thumbs up, okay? And I might go back through here and read some of the comments and everything. And I can see some of the things that some of y'all are saying right now, and some of y'all are just salty. Y'all, don't try to reverse this. Don't try to, oh, what about Trump? Oh, what about, well, who's in the office now? I know some of y'all saying some stuff like, who's in the office now? What about, no, we're not doing that. I'm talking about President Biden right now and the biggest cover up. That's what we're talking about right now. Don't try to change the subject. Don't have the conversation, because a lot of you loonies voted for him and y'all stood behind him. Y'all act like nothing was wrong with him. Don't try to change and derail it. That's not gonna happen. You picked the wrong one. I'm not gonna let that slide. We talking about the guy y'all voted for and was gonna vote for. We talking about the party that you didn't even get a choice in who was gonna be your next president once he dropped out, right? Once Biden dropped out and Kamala Harris got in there, y'all didn't even vote for Kamala Harris. Just take the L and admit y'all were wrong about President Biden. And that's it. It's not a test for me. It's not an issue with me. It's an issue with you and how you think. It's an issue with how you are. And based off some of the comments that I'm seeing here right now, I know that if you're saying this and acting like that towards someone that y'all don't even know as a stranger, I already know how you are with your husbands. I already know how you are with your wives. Plain and simple. That's something that you need to work on. Be a man, be a woman, admit that you was wrong about something. Don't try to derail the conversation about what Trump did. No, we're talking about Biden right now. Keep it about Biden. But it's okay. Y'all won't admit it. It's all right. It's completely fine. It's okay. Just know that regardless of how you try to word around it, regardless of the insults you might throw out, regardless of you trying to derail the conversation and change the subject, know that when you go and sit by yourself at home, it's something up here called a brain that all of us have. And the brain, whether you want it to or not, the brain is always trying to solve a problem. The brain is always trying to solve a problem to get the right answer. Now that you have gotten the right answer, when you get home and you sit by yourself, the brain is going to tell you, you know that you were wrong, and wrong you are. And to that, I say, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to get out of here, folks. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, I pray that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing, right? All of you, but most of all, even the trolls and all you in here, I pray that every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.